Secrets, a new commentary. Discourse number 33, given in Bombay, India.
So many people seem to be interested in meditation. But that interest cannot be very deep, because so very few are transformed through that interest. If interest is really deep, it becomes a fire by itself. It transforms you. Just through intense interest, you start becoming different. A new center of being arises. But so many people seem to be interested, with nothing new arising within. Not a new center is born. Not a new crystallization is achieved. They remain the same. That means they are deceiving themselves. The deception is very subtle. But the deception is bound to be there. You go on taking the medicine and the treatment, and the illness remains the same. Rather on the contrary, it goes on increasing. Your medicine, your treatment, are bound to be false. Maybe deep down you don't want to be transformed. That fear is very real. The fear of transformation. So on the surface you go on thinking that you are deeply interested, and deep down you go on deceiving. The fear of transformation is just like the fear of death. It is a death, because the old will have to go, and the new will come into being. You will no more be there. Something totally unknown to you will evolve out of you. Unless you are ready to die, your interest in meditation is false, because only those who are ready to die will be reborn. The new cannot become a continuity with the old. The old must discontinue. The old must go. Only then the new can come into being. The new is not an outgrowth of the old. The new is not continuous with it. The new is totally new. It comes only when the old dies. There is a gap between the old and the new. And that gap gives you fear. You are afraid. You want to be transformed, but simultaneously you want to remain the old. And this is the deception. You want to grow, but you want to remain you. Then growth is impossible. Then you can only deceive. And then you can go on thinking and dreaming that something is happening, but nothing will happen. Because the basic point has been missed. So many people all the world over, so much interested in meditation, moksha, nirvana, and nothing is happening. So much noise about it, and nothing is real happening. What's the matter? Sometimes the mind is so cunning that because you don't want to be transformed, the mind will create a superficial interest, so that you can say to yourself, you are interested, you are doing whatsoever can be done, and you remain the same. And if nothing happens, you think the technique you are using is wrong, the guru you are following is wrong, the scripture, the principle, the method is wrong. But you never think that even with a wrong method, transformation is possible if the real interest is there. I say even with a wrong method, you will be transformed if you are really interested in transformation. Even following a wrong guru, you will become different. If your soul and your heart is in your research, no one can mislead you except yourself. And nothing is a barrier to your progress except your own deceptions. When I say even a wrong master, wrong method, wrong principle can lead you to the real, I mean that the real transformation happens when you are intensely involved in it, not through any method. Method is just a device. Method is just a help. Method is secondary. Your being involved in it is foundational, fundamental. But we go on doing something, not even doing, go on talking about doing. And words creates illusions. Because you think so much about it, you read so much about it, you listen so much about it, you start feeling that you are doing something. So-called religious persons have developed many devices of deception. I have heard one motorist was passing. Just by the side of the road, he saw the school building on fire. And the teacher of that small school, of that small village, was Mullah Nasruddin. He was sitting under a tree. This motorist called over that, what are you doing there? The school building is on fire. Mullah Nasruddin said, I know about it. The motorist was so much excited, he said, then why you are not doing something? Nasruddin said, ever since it started, I have been praying for the rains. I am doing something. Prayer is a trick to avoid meditation. And the so-called religious mind has developed many types of prayers. Prayer can also become a meditation when it is not only a prayer, but a deep effort, of a deep involvement. Prayer also can become meditation, but ordinarily prayer is just an escape. To avoid meditation, people go on praying. To avoid doing anything, they pray. Prayer means God must do something, someone else must do. Prayer means we are passive. Something must be done to us. Meditation is not prayer in that sense. Meditation is something you do. You do to yourself. And when you are transformed, the whole universe behaves differently with you. Because the universe is nothing but a response to you whatsoever you are. If you are silent, the whole universe responds to your silence in thousands and thousands of ways. It reflects you. Your silence is multiplied infinitely. If you are blissful, the whole universe reflects your bliss. If you are in misery, the same happens. The mathematics remains the same, the law remains the same. The universe goes on multiplying your misery. Prayers won't do. Only meditation can help. Because meditation is something authentically to be done. It is a doing on your part. So the first thing I would like to say to you is be constantly alert that you are not deceiving. You may be doing something and still deceiving. I have heard that Mullah Nasruddin once came running into a post office, grasped the postmaster by the lapels, shook him and said, I have gone crazy, my wife has disappeared. The postmaster felt sorry and he said, really? Has she disappeared? Unfortunate. But this is the postal department. You have to go to the police department to report. Mullah Nasruddin nodded his head negatively. He said, I'm not going to be caught again. In the past also my wife did disappear. And I reported to this policeman, to the police department, and they found her. So I'm not going to be caught again. If you can take the report, take it, otherwise I'm going. He wants to report and to feel good that I have done whatsoever can be done. But he doesn't want to report to the police department. He is afraid. You go on doing things just to feel good that you are doing it. But really, you are not ready to be transformed. So all that you do just passes as useless activity. And not only useless but harmful also, because it is a wastage of time, energy, opportunities. These techniques of Shiva are only for those who are ready to do. You can ponder over them philosophically. That means nothing. Actually, if you are ready to do, then something will start happening to you. They are alive methods, not dead doctrines. Your intellect is not needed. Your totality of being is required. And any method will do. If you are ready to give it a chance, any method will do. And you will become a new man. Methods are devices, I will repeat again. If you are ready, then any method can do. They are just tricks to help you take jump. Just like jumping boards. From any jumping board you can go to the ocean. Those jumping boards are insignificant. Of what color they are, of what wood they are made, is irrelevant. They are simply jumping boards. You can take a jump from them. All these methods are jumping boards. And whatsoever method catches your fancy, try it. Don't go on thinking about it. And when someone starts doing something, then difficulties arise. If you don't do anything, there will be no difficulties. Thinking is very easy going. Because you are not really traveling. When you start doing something, difficulties will arise. And if you see that difficulties have arisen, you can feel that you are on the right track. Something is happening to you. Then old barriers will break, old habits will go. There will be change, there will be disturbance and chaos. And every creativity comes out of chaos. You will be created new. Only if all that you are becomes chaotic. So these methods will destroy you first. And then only a new being will be created. So if difficulties are there, feel fortunate. That shows growth. No growth is smooth. And spiritual growth cannot be smooth. It is not its nature. Because spiritual growth means going upward. Spiritual growth means reaching into the unknown. Reaching into the uncharted. Difficulties will be there. But remember that each difficulty, if passed, crystallizes you. You become more solid. You become more real. For the first time, you will feel something centering within you. Something becoming solid. As you are just a liquid phenomena. Changing every moment. Nothing is stable. Really, you cannot claim any eye. You don't have many eyes. Just in a flow, river-like flow. You are a crowd. Not an individual yet. But meditation can make you an individual. This word individual is beautiful. It is beautiful. It means indivisible. Right now, as you are divided. Only many fragments, anyhow clinging together. Without any central being there. Without any master in the house. Only servants. And any servant, for a moment, can become the master. Every moment you are different. Because you are not. And unless you are, the divine cannot happen to you. To whom it can happen? You are not there. People come to me and they say, we would like to see God. I ask them, who will see? You are not there. The God is always there, but you are not there. Who will see? This is just a passing thought that I want to see God. Next moment they are not interested. Next moment they have forgotten all about it. A persistent, intense effort and longing is needed. Then any method will do. Now, these will enter the methods. The first method. The appreciation of objects and subjects is the same for an enlightened as for an unenlightened person. The farmer has one greatness. He remains in the subjective mood, not lost in things. This is a very beautiful method. And you can start it as you are. No other pre-requirement is needed. This method is simple. The method is, you are surrounded by persons, things, phenomena. Every moment, something is around you. Things are there, events are there, persons are there. But because you are not alert, you are not there. Everything is there. You are fast asleep. Things move around you, persons move around you, events move around you, but you are not there. Or you are asleep. So whatsoever happens in your surroundings becomes master, becomes a force upon you. You are led by it. You are not only impressed with conditions, you are led by it. Anything can catch you, and you will follow it. Somebody passes. You look, the face is beautiful, and you are carried away. The dress is beautiful, the color, the material is beautiful. You are carried away. The car passes. You are carried away. Whatsoever happens around you catches you. You are not powerful. Everything is more powerful than you. Anything changes you, your mood, your being, your mind. Just depends on other things. Objects influence you. This sutra says that the enlightened person and the unenlightened person live in the same world. A Buddha and you both live and move in the same world. The world remains the same. The difference is not in the world. The difference happens in the Buddha. He moves in a different way. He moves in the same objects, but he moves in a different way. He is his own master. His subjectivity remains aloof and untouched. That's the secret. A thing cannot impress. Anything from the outside cannot condition him. He remains detached. He remains himself. Nothing can overpower him. If he wants to go somewhere, he will go. But he will remain the master. If he wants to pursue his shadow, he will pursue. But it is his own decision. This distinction must be understood. By detachment, I don't mean a person who has renounced the world, because then there is no sense and no meaning of detachment. A detached person is a person who is living in the same world as you are living. The difference is not in the world. A person who renounces the world is changing the situation, not himself. And you will insist in changing the situation if you cannot change yourself. And that is the indication of a weak personality. A strong person, alert and aware, will try to change himself, not the situation in which he is. Because really the situation cannot be changed, first thing. And even if you can change the situation, there will be other situations. Every moment situations go on changing. And every moment the problem will be there. This is the difference between the religious and the non-religious attitude. The non-religious attitude always tries to change the situation, the surrounding. They don't believe in you. They believe in situations. They say situation is okay, you will be okay. You are dependent on the situation. If the situation is not okay, you will not be okay. So you are not an independent entity. For communists, Marxists, socialists, and all those who believe in the change of this situation, you are not important. Really, you don't exist. Only the situation exists, and you are just a mirror who reflects the situation. The religious attitude says, as you are, you may be a mirror, but this is not your destiny. You can become something more who is not dependent. These are the 3 steps of growth. First, the situation is the master's. You are just led by it. You only believe that you are, but you are not. The second stage, you are. The situation cannot drag you. The situation cannot influence you. You have become a will. You are integrated and crystallized. And the third stage, when you start influencing the situation, just by your being there, the situation changes. The first stage is of the unenlightened. The second stage is of the person who is constantly aware, but yet unenlightened. Because he has to be alert. He has to do something to be alert. The alertness has not become natural yet. He has to fight. If he loses consciousness, alertness for a single moment, he will be in the influence of the things. So he has to stand on his toes continuously. The seeker, the sadhak, one who is practicing something. And third is the siddha, the enlightened. He is not trying to be alert. He is simply alert. There is no effort to it. Alertness is just like breathing. It goes on. He is not to maintain it. When alertness becomes such a phenomenon like breathing, natural, sahaj, spontaneous, then this type of person, this type of a centered being, automatically influences situations. Situations change around him. Not that he wishes them to change, but he is powerful. Power is the thing to be remembered. You are powerless. So anything can overpower you. And power comes through alertness, awareness. The more alert, the more powerful. The less alert, the less powerful. Look, while you are asleep, even a dream becomes powerful because you are fast asleep. You have lost all consciousness. Even a dream is powerful. You are so weak that you cannot even doubt. Even in an absurd dream, you cannot be skeptical. You will have to believe it. And while it lasts, it looks real. You may say just absurd things in a dream. But while dreaming, you cannot doubt. You cannot say this is not real. You cannot say this is a dream. You cannot say this is impossible. You simply cannot say because you are so fast asleep. The consciousness is not there. Even a dream affects you. While awake, you will laugh. And you will say it was absurd, impossible, this cannot happen, this dream was just illusory. But you have not noticed that while it was there, you were influenced by it. You were totally taken over by it. Why? A dream was so powerful. The dream was not powerful, you were powerless. Remember this, when you are powerless, even a dream becomes powerful. While you are awake, a dream cannot influence you. But the reality, the so-called reality around us influences. An awakened person, enlightened person has become so alert that your reality also cannot influence you. A woman passes, a beautiful woman passes. Suddenly, you are carried away. The desire has arisen. The desire to purchase. If you are alert, the woman will pass. But the desire will not arise. You have not been influenced. You have not been taken over. When this happens for the first time, things move around you and you are not influenced. You feel a subtle joy of being. For the first time, really, you feel you are. Nothing can break you out of you. If you want to follow, that's another thing. But that's your decision. But don't deceive. You can deceive, you can say, yes, the woman is not powerful. But I want to follow her. I want to possess her. You can deceive. Many people go and deceive. But you are deceiving nobody. You are deceiving yourself. And it is futile. Just close and look. You will know the desire is there. The desire comes first. And then you start rationalizing it. For an enlightened person, things are there. He is there. But there is no bridge between him and the things. The bridge has broken. He moves alone. He lives alone. He follows himself. Nothing else can possess him. Because of this feeling we have called this attainment moksha, total freedom, mukti. He is totally free. All over the world, man hankers after freedom. You cannot find a man who is not hankering after freedom in his own way. In so many paths, man tries to find a state of being when he can be free. And anything that gives him a feeling of bondage, he resists. He hates it. Anything that hinders, that makes him imprisoned, he fights, he struggles against it. Hence so many political fights, so many wars, revolutions. Hence so many continuous family fights, wife and husband, father and son, fight each other. The fight is basic. The fight is for freedom. The husband feels confined. The wife has imprisoned him. Now his freedom is cut. The wife feels the same. They both resist. They both fight. They both try to destroy the bondage. The father fighting the son. Because every growth in the son means more freedom for the son. And father feels he is losing something. The power, the authority. In family, in nations, in civilizations, only one thing. Man is hankering after, it is freedom. But nothing is achieved through political fights, revolutions, wars. Nothing is achieved. Because even if you get the freedom, it is superficial. Deep down you remain in bondage. So every freedom proves a disillusionment. Man longs so much for wealth. It is not a longing for wealth, as far as I understand it. It is a longing for freedom. Because wealth gives you a feeling of freedom. If you are poor, you are confined. Your means are limited. You cannot do this, you cannot do that. You don't have the money to reach. The more money you have, the more you feel you have freedom. You will do anything you like. But when you have all the money and all that you will imagine, dream to do, you can do, suddenly you feel this freedom is superficial. Because inside your being knows it well that you are powerless and anything can break you. You are impressed, influenced, purchased by things and persons. This sutra says, that you have to come to a state of consciousness where nothing impresses you. You will remain detached. How to do it? The whole day, the opportunity is there to do it. That's why this method is good, you can do it. Any moment you become aware something is possessing you, take a deep breath. Inhale a deep breath, and then exhale deeply. And then look at the thing again. While you are exhaling, look at the thing again. And look just as a witness, as a spectator. Even for a single moment, if you can achieve the witnessing state of mind, suddenly you will feel you are alone. Nothing can impress you, at least in that moment. Nothing can create desire in you. Take a deep inhalation and exhale whenever you feel that something is impressing you, influencing you, dragging you away from you. Something is becoming more important than yourself. And in that small gap of exhalation, look at the thing, a beautiful face, a beautiful body, or a beautiful building, or anything. Exhale, and while exhaling, look at the thing. And if you feel it is difficult, if just by exhaling you cannot create the gap, then do one thing more. Exhale and stop inhalation for a single moment. So the exhalation has thrown all the air out. Stop, don't delay, and then look at the thing. When the air is out or in, and you have stopped breathing, nothing can influence you. In that moment you are unbridged. The bridge is broken. The breathing is the bridge. Try it. It will be only for a single moment. You will have the feeling of witnessing. But that will give you the taste. That will give you a feeling of what witnessing is. Then you can pursue it. The whole day, whenever something impresses you and the desire is to arise, exhale, stop in the interval and look at the thing. The thing will be there, you will be there, but there will be no bridge. Breathing is the bridge. Suddenly you will feel you are powerful. You are potential. And the more you feel powerful, the more you will become. And the more things drop, the more their power over you drops, the more crystallized you will feel. Individuality has begun. Now you have a center to refer. And any moment you can move to the center and the world disappears. Any moment you can take shelter into your own center and the world is powerless.
This sutra says the appreciation of objects and subjects is the same for an enlightened as for an unenlightened person. The former has one greatness. He remains in the subjective mood, not lost in things. He remains in the subjective mood. He remains within himself. He remains centered in consciousness. This remaining in the subjective mood has to be practiced. And as many opportunities as you can get, try it. And every